There's two doors on the name of David, Dawid, the entrance door and the exit door. Genesis and Shemot, life and death is in the heart. And you can see right in the heart of this name, there's the Vav He, the expanse of vision. David had the heart of God. Why? Because he had the Yod in the He in his heart of Yod He Vav He. David was a man of war. He was still wrestling, but yet in his name, Dawid, it means the entrance and the exit is in your heart. Please see the extent of what it's saying. So the heart of my beloved knows to master peace, one must be experienced through the art of war.
What verse is this?
This is 1 Chronicles 28:11. This is how we build likeness of similitude. This is the template. You must stretch out the pitch. You must entrust yourself. You must know the way of your heart. You must know the way of war, right? You must be experienced as a master of war, so you know through the art of peace. David's heart was both the Vav and the Yod, the expansive vision, the pattern of war and peace. We are in that nature. When we connect that, we produce fierce love. Now it goes right to his name, Solomon. Solomon means in and as the way of Solomon, completed peace.
So the root of Solomon's name, here's shalom. That is the word for peace. It's the word that means completed, to be safe in mind, body, and state. And you see the Shem, Shin Mem, the first letter here is the Shin. So those who are of peace have gone through the water and the fire, the masculine and the feminine, that instructed their hearts. So that they would have authority within. They are going to be the teachers of peace that reveal this to humanity. Because people are going to question, what is this? What is peace? And those that have walked the way of Dawid and Shalom, the war and the peace, are going to be able to instruct this, because they will have the frequency within them to show that they have the authority within their heart.
Now,
because out of their mouth, their heart speaks.
So looking at this, we can look at this two ways. We can see it as a narrative, we can see it as a story that's happening as an exchange between David and Solomon, his son, to build something, or we can extrapolate it out to see as this. All of this is you. All of this is saying the wages of war will receive the inheritance of the teacher. These are the pointed out ones that have directed themselves. They will now direct and assist others in the way of peace. These are the built ones. They're called the sons and the daughter. These are progeny's expanse. These are the returned home. These are the olive Tov. This is the pattern.
I think it's interesting that in this very verse, it's showing us that whenever you see this olive Tov, by the way, you guys, this is an idiom. This is an idiom for the entirety of the language, the entirety of the Aleph through the Tav. So it is saying that the Aleph Tav, the entirety of the language, was given as tabnith, as the patterns in the blueprint. And this vestibule, oh my gosh, this is incredible. That right there, you guys, this Aleph Vav Lamed,
The Ulam.
Well, just even those three letters is the root for the word God. So, and then He and Mem that flank it means in the likeness of. So the sacred languages, the Aleph through the Tav, the fullness of everything that you can find within the languages is the pattern to build God and to be in the likeness of God, because it is meant for you to connect this all right here, this Vav within your heart.
This is the expanse is within you. But again, the expanse doesn't come.
Changing perspective.
The only way that expanse comes, because I know when we say this, people are freaked out. They said, wow, this is God, right? And this freaked us out for a while too when we first saw this, because of the level of what it is releasing. But there's no way for that potential to come through unless the performance of duty as a response can equate the answer, right? And the answer is innocence. The answer is purity. The answer is humility. We don't perform the duty in ego, because as soon as we go into ego and pride, we already diminish ourselves from this greater potential. We simply see it in awe, in wonder, and we go like, wow, what, and it tells the narrative of unwind confusion, fill yourself up from the void to be fulfilled as the answer. This is the pattern to build. So peace through war is the resolve. It's in your heart, the entrance and the exit. beginning and end. It's all within you. This is the approach of the expanse. This is now we're moving into, through the gracious act of Mother, through her power, means, and direction of her vision, you're moving into the expanse of the Aleph Tav, which is connected to the Bata, which would be that it says it's a house, but that's a built one. I can see as it or as it.
But that's an idiom for the temple.
There's the temple.
Which is us.
That's us. So there's the temple. But this is saying that you've built the head again. As when I read before, we willingly had our head removed, the memory. We have to remember, by definition, member is called the body as the temple. We are reassembling ourselves, the feet, the hands, the arms, the shoulder, in anticipation of the headstone to be placed on the temple. We have to know how to construct a temple. We have to know the power and the potential and the authority that carries. We have to know what accountability is. We need to know what responsibility is, because that's the answer. So there's the temple. It's the Vav He. So this one is built right here, this Bata. This is Bet. That's also a measure. It means a completed measure. But with that added Yod Vav, that again is the Yod He, the Vav He. This is now fully expanded as revealed. This is the treasury. This is now in this word, right there, that Gimel Nun, that's the garden. That's Gan Eden. It means the way of the garden. The temple is now back as the treasury, back to the garden. The expanse of your garden is by the sword and the plow. You have sowed and you have reaped. You have grasped with the closed hand and the open hand to feed yourself, to be fully expanded as the treasure room restored again. It's the upper chamber. It's the staircase. This room, this word means all is within. Climb the vision staircase, ascend to the lofty, enter the chamber. This is the judge's privy chamber. This is connected to Allah. Allah is what I showed you before, 888 occurrences. That's what I showed you on the board. Yod He, Shin, Vav He. These are eights all between here when they're upright. They're just separated, but this is all condensed into 1 8 as Shmini, new beginnings again. This is all within you. This is your amygdala, your hippocampus, the thalamus, the same word for cloud and vapor, kidneys in Hebrew. This is to be fully surrounded. Whoopsie, sorry. Didn't mean to go that fast. This word for chamber means to be fully enclosed as the garden again. One occurrence in Ezekiel. And these are entered into the privy chambers by its own definition. That's why I put it in there. The word for surrounded in etymology in English, surrounded means wave in English. The wave offering is the praise offering that knows the law of the sea. By concentration, by thought, we beget a measure called matter. We are producing a reality. In innocence and purity, we take our thoughts captive. We learn the innocence of its intention. We drop it into our heart for the longing desire to then look for the manifestation of touching it, because that's what desire is looking for it to enact with the earth again. When we do this, we come to the intention of the influence. We've now taken the string theory and we've wound it back. Influence and intention touch one another, but they unwind so we can see the vision of what they're saying. This is the inner sanctum, and this place is actually the place, when you look at this, it's actually the place of Mayim, and it means it's directly connected. You are now face to face. The place of the mercy seat that Panim or Panim Apana means you're the face to face where the heaves, there is no heaven. Heaven means heaves, plural. The two heaves have now come together and they're face to face in that there you are. This is one build.
So another way you can say that too is that the upper self and the lower self come together. The higher self and the lower self. the ego and the higher spirit come together and the earth plane become one,
That absolutely.
which are sine waves.
When this is compressed, it's called the mercy seat. This is the last word in this. This is now the mercy seat. Well, the mercy seat is between the cherubim. Mercy is now back at, which is the same word for grace, which the same word here is to be called pitched. To be covered is the same word, the first occurrence of this, inside and out, pitched, which means expanse, which means sealed. These are sealed ones that have built the temple, and now they're sealed from the inside out. They are now, as the ark was built, you are completely waterproofed, per se. Through Yah, pitch and roll, through Yah, through the power, means, and direction, I fulfilled the role which Yeshua was requiring of us to become the pitch. This is the law of the sea that knows the way of return is to have your head in the clouds and producing the vapor, pulverizing yourself through the watt for the period of gold standard. Saying a lot of stuff in this.
And just to finish up with this, and then it's like we've been sharing for 2 hours,
Okay.
so we might want to end. This word right here, there's a phenomenon that happens in the language that you guys don't know this unless you know Hebrew. Whenever a hey is on the front side, they've actually contracted it. It's supposed to be hey lamed. Hey lamed is the shortened form of Hallel, which means enlightenment. So they dropped off the lamed, but it's there, it's hidden. In other words, there is hidden instruction, because the lamed has to do with teaching and instruction. There is hidden instruction being revealed right now. If you can cough, grasp a hold of it, peresh, which is your fruit, grasp a hold of the power of the fruit that is going to change your sign, your frequency as one who has been completed, that has been covered. So the surface translations can't convey any of this.
No.
But this letter, whenever it's directly connected to your spiritual journey, that there is hidden revelation that you must dig out in the earth within yourself, Adam, which means also earth, so you could grasp a hold of the power that is going to make you a fruitful one.
This whole verse is based off of completing the ark. These sealed in life as that. What this mercy seat is, in this definition, the ark shall be pitched. Now, it's really interesting that this is the completion of an archon in its innocent form. You've taken that government. This is like an upside down vessel right here. The picture, and Zarin was touching on this, and I had this in the fall. Like, well, maybe I'll share that. That's the one that's the A looking one is anarchy, but it just means no government. That is the olive circled as encompassed, and that is government. That is a vessel that knows the way of, is actually able to be seaworthy because it knows right ascension. But what was just built right here in that verse is the ark, face to face, and that's how it's spelled. It was in that last word is tabah, and it means the box of the Asherim, the pole or the mast of upright as returned as the Ark Standard.